Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 22 of 25 Days of Christmas, and for this one we are going to be talking about a Christmas horror story. So this one is actually a Christmas horror anthology, which we haven't had yet, and anthologies can be a little bit hit or miss for me, but this one definitely feels like a hit. So obviously with it being an anthology, we do have multiple storylines going on here, and my favorite out of them is definitely the one about the changeling. So I am a huge Supernatural fan, and there is a Changeling episode pretty early on in the show, and so I really just enjoy that in this one as well. And in it, we do have a husband and wife and their son who go into the woods to chop down a tree for Christmas, and they lose track of their son for a little bit, and when they find him and bring him back with them, he just seems a little bit off at that point. I think that this segment is pretty dark, and I think another reason that it works for me is that I am a mom now as well, and it just is a little bit more unnerving than it used to be watching kids do creepy stuff in horror movies. So, some of the other segments that we have in here would be there is a group of teenagers that are going into their school so they can investigate um, because there had been a double murder there the year prior, and they just want to gather their own evidence on it. And then we've also got a family who has a run in with Krampus. And the other story would be with Santa, and he has to take down a bunch of his elves due to the fact that they have kind of become almost little zombies. So I think that all of the segments are really well done. I have a lot of fun with each of them, and I like that all of the events are going on in tandem. It's not just where we have one story and then it finishes and we move on to the next one. We are just kind of jumping back and forth between them, so I feel like the pacing is pretty good here. I also really like that we have William Shatner, who is playing the DJ throughout the course of the film, and he's kind of breaking in throughout this movie, and it's almost like little intermissions in between what is going on with the other stories. And he's also just talking about the stuff that's going on in town because there's an incident taking place at the mall as well. And his segments are definitely funny. He's got just a really good comedic aspect to him, I think. And there are some other familiar faces in here. We do have Julian Richings in one of the segments. And if you do like Supernatural as much as me, you probably know that he plays Death in that. And I just adore him in Supernatural, so it's nice to see him here. He's also from Urban Legend. And we've also got a character who is from The Conjuring, and we have another one who is in both Hellfest and We Summon the Darkness. I really like when I get to see some familiar faces in different horror films. That's always a good time for me because I'm constantly trying to figure out what I have seen them in. And usually I'm right. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm just kind of good with that stuff. And I think that this one is just a lot of fun. It is a little bit lower budget, but it doesn't feel so excessively low budget or anything. I think the effects look pretty decent for the most part as well. And I just think that it's a good one to watch if you haven't yet for your Christmas horror watches. So, what are your thoughts on A Christmas Horror Story? Let me know in the comments down below. Have you watched this one, or have you not yet, but you're going to because of this review? Also, what would be your favorite segment out of any of them? And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and consider subscribing if you haven't yet for more horror content. I do post 2 new videos each week. You can follow me on Instagram for updates on my channel as well as additional horror content. You can also follow me on Letterboxd to see what I have been watching lately and my brief thoughts on any of those films. If you want either of those, they are linked in my channel description for easy access for you guys. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been supporting me so far. It means the world to me. My name is Devin. This is Carpenter Hill. Thanks for watching.